If you haven't gotten the memo already, Gavin Newsom is a very sick individual, and the only moral high ground he really has is how he reacted to Rob Reiner's death last night. Not only that, but Gavin Newsom thinks he's winning votes by stating he's happy to see trans kids proliferating all over the place and California protecting them. That might explain why he signed a bill into law, also known as SB 497, which was written by Scott Wiener, which states that healthcare providers are not allowed to release transgender patients, quote, confidential medical records in investigation of gender affirming care in states that ban treatment for minors. In other words, even though the Constitution is very clear that the full faith and credit clause grants credence to other states opening up investigations, that Gavin Newsom wants to do everything possible to make California a sanctuary for minors getting their genitals chopped off or to get puberty blockers and hormones. Not only that, but remember that back in 2022, there was a key law passed stating that if a minor came to the state of California with one parent and that parent wanted to alter their gender and anatomy for the rest of their lives, then the states that have banned gender affirming care for minors cannot take legal action against, quote, trans youth, their families, and the doctors over the, and I don't like how this says treatment, but over the mutilation and biology changing that gets administered in California. So now, with this new bill that Gavin Newsom has signed into law, the Department of Justice cannot subpoena information related to the performance of transgender medical procedures on children in investigations of alleged healthcare fraud. And the new law also strengthens privacy protections for the state's prescription drug database and requires a warrant for law enforcement to access it. Now, what this means is that if law enforcement fails to show a warrant and accesses it and then disseminates the information, that would constitute a misdemeanor, even if they're doing that with the intention of saving a minor from forever body altering drugs. So, again, this bill just adds on to preventing providers from experiencing legal repercussions in states that ban gender affirming care. And California would not have to comply with either a federal subpoena or a state subpoena request, particularly if they're working to criminalize the act of child mutilation. Again, no public agency may share data related to a minor seeking transgender changes with outside law enforcement. A big win for Big Pharma.